Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is What Elon Said with Kevin and Mark. Today is Tuesday, April 5th, 2022. We are going to get into what Elon said today, and we have commentary from him about Twitter editing, Europe's green energy future, and even putting on his customer service hat to help with Tesla vehicles and what their customers need. So let's get into it.
All right.
Up first here, we've got Elon with a "Oh hi, LOL." What do you make of it, Mark?
I like it. I feel it's the equivalent of Apple's Hello World for Elon, that he's introducing himself to the Twitter world, and it's the beginning of a new era. So I love it,
Ah,
actually. It's fantastic.
yeah, very good. Now, what was Jack Dorsey's first tweet on Twitter? I
Oh,
think it was something similar, right?
was
This
it?
is
Could be.
it's almost like a yeah, 2.0. Here we go. Oh hi. I think he said something along those same
Oh,
lines of
maybe
oh hi,
that's
but
a play on that. I like it. That's
yeah,
good.
but wow. I, boy, how much as a 10% share owner of the organization, how much can he really change the course of Twitter's future?
Uh, well, we're going to get into that. We're already seeing how he is going to change it, and it's going to be big. And he might eventually have more ownership, but
Wow.
we'll see. It's going to be an interesting episode today to see what he does. So let's jump right in.
Cool.
See the world of Elon. um, he first he liked just let you know he liked a World of Science quote yesterday, which I think summarizes the reason he's doing this. From Eleanor Roosevelt, it was do what you feel in your heart to be right, for you'll be criticized anyway.
Hmm.
So he is probably investing in Twitter because he feels it's the right thing to do for democracy and freedom of speech, which he's did a drumbeat about quite a bit. So that's my interpretation of this and I think that's one of the main whys of why he's doing this. So it's
Yeah,
very
well,
interesting.
it's a message that he's reiterated many times in the past, right? Do what you love and what you know is right, even if there's a high probability of failure. Just go for it and don't give up.
That's
So
right. That's right.
it's inspirational. It's one of those kind of almost borderline cheesy, it's said so often, but I think he really it's a motto that he lives by.
Yeah, I think he lives by a creed, and
Yeah.
he acts upon it and impacts the world with it. So it's great.
Yeah.
So we have now this morning, just about a half an hour ago, the CEO of Twitter
Mm.
announced that I'm excited to share that we're appointing Elon Musk to our board. Through
Wow.
conversations with Elon in recent weeks, it becomes clear to us that he would bring great value to our board. He's both a passionate believer and intense critic of the service, which is exactly what we need at Twitter. And in the boardroom, to make us stronger in the long term. Welcome, Elon. And then Elon had a thank you back, just saying, looking forward to working with Parag and Twitter to make significant improvements to Twitter in the coming months. So he is already on the board. I'm sure this was already planned. I don't think it was announced. Just happened to happen. So he definitely will have a influence on there by being on the board. Normally, when you're on the board, you're just you show up for the meetings, but I'm sure he will give a lot more feedback than that on a frequent basis.
Mm.
And what a taskmaster that would be to have Elon on the board. So
I mean, the whole thing almost has a tone of I really didn't have a choice in this. Yeah.
yes.
Maybe. Maybe it does, but maybe they are really excited. I mean, look, we know he's passionate about Twitter. He's passionate. I think Twitter's mission is ultimately in support of free speech and sharing ideas as like a megaphone for people and a sounding board. Um, and I think Elon has used it to great effect. Even some of the things that we'll get into in our discussion today of just hearing out customers' issues with products, right? It's a great, I don't know, great connector of people and ideas
He
and complaints in some cases.
That's right, and he is a great, I guess, a great example of how Elon can not be the CEO yet have outsized influence is SpaceX, where SpaceX, he's not the CEO. There's been a different person, or it's not, the president. There's been someone else in that role since the company almost started, and his being sort of the lead engineer and tinkerer is what gets things moving. So this could work out.
Yeah. Well, definitely excited to see where it goes. I think we'll talk about some of the things that will immediately have some action taken on them here. So here we have a poll that he put up. When was this? Late yesterday or early today? I'm a little mixed
It
on my
was
timelines here.
yesterday. Yes, late yesterday.
Okay.
Yep.
And I love the humor added into this, but do you want an edit button? He asks with a
Yes.
poll and puts YSE and then on just to make a point of we probably should have one. But yeah, yes or no.
I
And
didn't
there
even
is an
notice that.
overwhelming yes here. It's basically 3/4 of the responders have said, yes, we want an edit button. However, I noted that in the comments below, there were some good comments about how an edit button could be used in the wrong way, right? To reverse back something that you said and that may have been shared. Though, of course, you can edit or you can delete tweets now. But I mean, look at like Elon. You're going to tweet something, and immediately as that happens, it's going to be shared. It's going to be retweeted. It's
That's
going
right.
to go viral
It,
or whatever.
if
But
something's edited, it won't be. Someone will capture it. If you're a noted person, but I
right.
would think for the common person, it would be nice. Like, oh, I accidentally did that, and be able to edit it without
Yeah.
your life being embarrassed.
Yeah.
So I think it is a good thing to be able to do. You
It's
said
more
there's
about the
delete.
typos than it
It
is
is.
for manipulating your potential audience.
Yes.
But
I
yeah,
can't.
the like well, maybe you caught the comments here. So let's keep
Yes, I
going.
can't believe I forgot. I didn't notice that on that typo there. That was
Oh yeah.
uh, so here is just a Elon had, do you want the edit button? And then someone did Elon's comment from the other day saying the consequences of this poll will be important. Please vote carefully, which is what Elon said about purchasing Twitter or social media in
Well,
democracy.
the original
But
poll was, do you feel that Twitter upholds the
yeah,
you know code of free speech, basically,
yes,
and
but his
then
tweet,
added that little caveat there to the bottom.
he's had a couple of influential polls lately that he acted upon immediately after. So I'm starting to think that his polls are just basically his pre-announcement of what he's going to do.
Yeah,
So
it's
there are no consequences. It's going to be, he knows how people will vote, and then he'll say, "Oh, everyone says they want this, so I'm doing it."
yeah, yeah. It's my understanding that he even purchased this stake in the company before that poll even went out.
Correct.
Yeah, so
It's just
like
for
you're
fun.
saying, may just be a way to communicate to everybody. Hint, hint. This is coming.
That's right.
All right. So we have Stephen Mark Ryan here saying, so Elon's just going to influence Twitter by polling millions of people on important issues. Exactly what we were just talking about. And Elon says, I mean, if the people vote overwhelmingly for something, it is at least a data point. And then we got will you finally fix the laughing emoji in Twitter DMs? And he says, that's harder than the boss battle in DS3. I didn't catch the laughing emoji issue in the DMs, but I do remember. I do feel like they were a bit like awkward looking, like kind of
Yeah.
analog-y, but maybe that's just me.
I think that he was basically saying that's not the biggest issue right now.
Yeah.
We're not going to focus on that right now.
Well, I mean, what like an edit button is the most important. I mean, I know we'll get into the bots, right? But I think his biggest issue has been banning voices.
Yes, banning voices and smothering fake voices.
Yeah, which okay. debatable about.
The bots.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll get to the bots. But also, I thought you said fake voices in terms of, I interpreted that in terms of people putting out incorrect information and not just bots.
No, I meant
So
fake accounts.
I'm very interested to see where he'll go and how he'll influence the company in regards to um, cautioning people on fake news, false information, voices that may not represent the majority or the zeitgeist of the moment. Um,
Yes,
Maybe the ex-president comes to mind. So I will be very interested to see how the organization evolves on that front.
that's right. And I don't think it'll be a something that's going to happen overnight. I think there'll be a lot of debate and testing internally.
Yeah.
And we probably won't see that, I'm guessing, for a long time, maybe a year.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it will to be seen.
Right.
But I agree with you that it's going to be interesting to see how they approach it. I can't even imagine what they'll do, but it will be, hopefully it'll be better experience for not having one voice way influence everyone in an outsized way. And also to give a balance to everyone else's comments.
Mm-hmm. So this was about the edit or about the bot here?
So this one was from Facebook's CTO, Chief Technology Officer, I think. That we solved this edit. This is about editing. Solved this at Facebook a long time ago. You just include the indicator that it has been edited along with change log. So they're saying that they've edited it, and Elon just responds back that Facebook gives me the willies. Mm-hmm. That yes, Facebook has done some editing, but I don't think it's to Elon's satisfaction of how Facebook operates in general. That they're not the example he wants to use on how to run a social media network.
Yeah. Well, two things there. Number one, just funnily, that I think that the Twitter group, particularly in the Tesla Twitter community or Elon world, don't. I think they think that Mark Zuckerberg in general gives everyone the willies. Yes. Like, it's so robotic and weird and awkward. Although the Lex Friedman interview changed my attitude about him a little bit. But yeah, secondly, he's also been outspoken about just pictures being misleading of people's lives, and people just, Instagram, Facebook, those organizations really tend to like make everyone's life look super happy and cheery and beautiful, and they're not always that way.
That's right. That's true. Twitter's more anger, more people.
I personally think
more nuanced.
More nuanced. What?
Yeah, more nuanced.
Yeah. And I also think it's more of a platform to share ideas and discuss ideas, and in some cases have arguments, and sometimes maybe they go too far, but it's more of a discussion platform than a socializing platform.
Correct.
That's my take personally.
I completely agree.
All right, so we got everyday astronaut here saying 2 conditions for the edit button. First, it's only available for a few minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. And then when the edit is made, there's a small link that shows the edit. And this keeps a public record, but allows the tweeter the ability to fix a simple mistake and not re-notify their followers with a new tweet. And Elon's saying that sounds reasonable. So here we go, listening, crowdsourcing the data from the user.
Wonder if everything is going to be a section where it's just constant polls of what people want, and that would drive how it's going to operate. But a different idea, it open to ideas from the masses, which you say, which is fantastic.
I'll also be interested to see whether they do open source the code eventually, and
that's right,
show you how your stream is fed to you or determined for you.
He's expressed that in the past that he wants an open source social network.
Yeah.
So that is that's gonna be a debate.
The ideas are running wild for what Twitter should be and how it can improve.
That's right.
All right. Well,
I like the the meta thing of this where we're discussing tweets about how he's going to improve tweets.
Yes. Yeah, part of me wants to tell him, look, man, focus on Mars. You know, like let's not slow this thing down at all.
That's right. You don't need another project.
Twitter be damned.
Yes,
start a new one on Mars. But no, I mean, I do think that he feels that it's valuable for society and for the future of humanity to have free speech and to have a platform that really values that. So,
correct.
Obviously, something that he holds dearly.
Yes,
he's as important.
We have Pranay saying, Elon, we need to do something about these crypto spam bots. They're getting really annoying. Improving the verification system to prove that you're an actual real human would help with this. And Elon says, yeah, single most annoying problem on Twitter, in my opinion. Yeah. So he wants to get rid of, he basically bought the company to get rid of the annoyance of the crypto, which would be a service to mankind, I think. It's very good.
I think so. It's bad. It's bad on Twitter for sure. It's worse on YouTube, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. And obviously, it's not an easy problem because everyone would have solved it if it was. I don't think that Twitter wants the bots there. So whether he can do it, I don't know. But he's going to try to do it.
Yeah. I don't know who's out there just making bots, but geez, figure out another way to improve humanity. You're obviously talented. You put that effort and energy towards something good. All right. Well, moving on. We have an article here that says Spain plans to invest 12.4 billion in chips and semiconductors. So Elon responded to this. This is on slashbot.org, and said that Spain should build a massive solar array. It could power all of Europe. Someone says, or Portugal. Says yes. Okay. He's another reoccurring message. That we've got to start building the solar because it's far more powerful than we're giving it credit for, and we just need to start building out the infrastructure.
So I don't know if he meant that in addition, we definitely need that, and it would be great to do it there, but maybe he's saying that they should really focus on becoming energy independent rather than focusing on chips and semiconductors, which is not their core competency. So that I don't know if he's saying that should do that in addition to or instead of. It's interesting. I think instead of.
Maybe, I don't know. Are there chips involved in solar panels? Probably somewhere in the line.
It's true.
Maybe he's saying they should be used for that.
Maybe.
Yeah. But pretty cool. Of course, I saw the old map underneath in the comments that said this is how much space in the desert could fuel the entire world with solar.
Yes. Yes.
Now, if only we could capture it and then just beam it out to everybody.
That's the trouble. That's right. And also with all the dust and sand that goes over the solar arrays, it's an issue. But in theory, it's a nice thought. For sure. So here we have this is a new large language model that was released by Google AI. And they try to use the AI language model, which is pretty impressive, but to create a joke. And he showed the joke they had, and Elon's response is that the joke is staggeringly unfunny.
I didn't know if it was in reference to the actual joke or in reference to the fact that we now have a language model that can explain a joke to someone, and that it's now like AI is getting that good to where it's making jokes and explaining the jokes as to why they are funny. Human.
Yes.
And he's like, this is scary. Less funny, more scary.
That's it.
So leaving his man of a few words here, leaving it open to interpretation.
That's right.
So here we have Elon putting on his customer service hat again, and we got Holmars saying, please issue an emergency fix on this bug that turns the volume up all the way on Bluetooth. You're damaging users' hearing. The volume should never go from silent to 100%. I love that. Just he's just being very direct right there.
Oh
And
yeah,
Elon's like, first I've heard of this. Will be patched shortly.
surely. As soon as I tweet, it's fixed.
Yes. As soon as
Um,
I hit send on this,
he
it
has
comes
said
through.
this before. This has been brought up by Hallmark's catalog multiple
The
times.
Bluetooth issue.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yes. But this is Elon finally got Elon's attention, so that's good. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's driving him crazy every day.
I think if you send the same message every day on Twitter, then eventually Elon will respond to you.
That's right.
Maybe we should start testing that.
Yes.
All right.
Here we have this is just a nice tidbit that someone said it cost them only $150 and charging to get from Los Angeles to Austin, which is quite a drive. And with electricity costing a little more these days, that's pretty impressive. So much lower than gas. And just thank you for the Tesla supercharger network and Elon Musk.
Yeah, that's
So
great.
nice to see.
150. So I've never made that trip, but that's probably 2 days worth of driving.
Oh yeah,
How long
I would
is that?
say it's a lot
Or
of driving.
more than that.
More. It's like halfway across the country.
Yeah, and fuel
So-
prices now, especially if you're starting out in LA, Southern California, I'm
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, that costs you a lot more.
Well, yeah, in
Right.
LA it will cost about under sedan will cost about $60, $70 to fill the tank, and you have to fill it a couple of times going across the country.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, very
good
cool.
stuff.
And a nice comfortable ride with the autopilot
That's
on.
it.
right.
Here we
Yeah,
have
go ahead.
oh sorry. From Chansu Bian. Didn't know if I did that wrong. I had 0 disengagements driving in full self-driving beta 10 and 11.2. The car drove itself out of the parking lot and onto the road and stopped in front of my garage. The future is already here. So just another thank you for showing more and more of these. We're seeing of that there's 0 engagements with the latest release. So looking forward to more of it.
Yeah, man, I was in Cork City Center today, and I swear I saw Tesla with the person with their hands off the wheel, and I was like, the FSDs in Ireland? Amazing.
Reading a book?
No, it wasn't that far, and I must have just been dreaming, really, that their hands weren't on the wheel. Or maybe they just had them off for a second, but
maybe they could have autopilot. You never know.
yeah. But yeah, this is just how we could nerd out about this all day long.
Yes.
How this is happening in real time. I mean, it's why we made this channel. There's just so much going on in Elon world. It's great to just document it as it's happening.
There's a lot. And I'm hoping over the next 3 days, we'll be hearing a lot out of the conference for Tesla fans going on in Austin, and also culminating in the Tesla Austin Gigafactory opening.
Yeah.
So maybe new FSD info will come out.
Giga Rodeo. All right. Here we have Tech AU saying that when it comes to electric cars in Australia, there's Tesla and everyone else. Then you got some stats here. 4417 in the first 3 months of 2022, even without growth. That'll be 17.6 thousand for the year. Elon Musk, bring the Model Y, please. So this is just a electric vehicle comparison. Probably about a dozen here on the list, and Tesla Model 3 is just so far ahead of even the second leading electric vehicle there in Australia.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I see this of how this is how many Tesla sold, that's just one model, and all the others out there, it's like the opposite view of what we saw during the Super Bowl, where every other commercial was for an electric vehicle, as if everyone's has tons of them out there and they're just bombarding the market. But in reality, most of them aren't even off the ground. There's not a production plant, and the ones they are selling.
It's just a cool thing to advertise.
Yeah, but the detriment of the sales of the regular cars. So they can't deliver on what they're selling.
Correct. Now, I will say this, that here in Europe, there are a lot more electric vehicles on the road. And they're not all Teslas. Obviously. Well, this Australia, but there's I feel like there were more electric vehicles than in the US. And in the US, I started to see a lot more Teslas, and I'm sure you've said this, that even now it's really going crazy.
It's
Seems
going
like
crazy.
every other
There's so
household.
many, at least where I live,
Yeah,
there are, I mean, just going from my house to my town, which is about 7 minute drive, I see at least, I don't know, 10 Teslas at a minimum just in
right,
those couple of minutes every day.
right.
So
But
more every day.
where I may see, one, possibly a week, I see a lot more Kias, Hyundais, VW electric vehicles. So
Ah,
they're out
okay.
there. Um,
Yes.
but some of them might be
Interesting.
hybrids. But yeah, I think ultimately, unless Tesla just fully solves FSD and it works in Europe, they're gonna eventually need a cheaper, more compact vehicle than even the Model 3 for
That
Europe.
for that market. And I would say most of the world, except for the US, Canada, and Australia, where it's more wide open,
Yeah.
bigger spots.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, this is a cool one. We have Tesla Raj saying durability testing of the Cybertruck. Looks like a cute
Yeah.
baby video.
Yeah. It's funny.
Looking forward to Cybertruck, man. What I don't know that Cybertrucks will be flying around in Ireland. Just one
Yeah.
Cybertruck
I
would
don't
take
think
up like the whole road.
that's right. I don't think Berlin's tasked with making that right now. So here we have Booster 7 conducted its first cryogenic proof test, which is fantastic. So, again, I mean, they've done a couple of them, but it seems like they're doing a test for each booster. Cryo test is very, very important because that's testing out whether it can endure the cold temperatures within the cabin once it's in space so that it doesn't buckle or self destruct. And it's basically simulating the space flight just by staying on the launch pad. And it's been flying with full flying colors so far.
So awesome. I
Yeah.
I can't believe we're talking about one guy that's not only influencing the future of Tesla, but yeah, by the way, we've built this thing. I run a company that is building this building size rocket that is going to get us to Mars.
I know. It's amazing. It's doing it all.
Yeah, so I think that's it for the day. I believe that was the last slide, right?
Yeah. Good stuff today.
Yeah. So appreciate everyone listening. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give us a like and leave a comment. What should we cover next? Or what are your thoughts about Elon influencing Twitter and FSD, all the like? So appreciate it. I hope everyone has a great day.